listen. There's only three wise men won't listen to. It's the front three, no, it's the front three. There's only...
Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Front Three podcast with myself, Big Will, Coach Dan, and of course the prodigy himself, AJ. Gents, how are we feeling? It's been a while.
It's been a minute, innit? But before we go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuned in, please don't forget to comment. Let us know if you disagree with any of our thoughts or if you agree. Don't forget to like, please, and don't forget to share this video right now. Right now. But yeah, bro, it's been nice, man. Little break and that, little hiatus, you know? But we're back with some serious debates, and it's good to be back with my guys, man.
Innit?
Yeah,
Coach,
man.
I've missed you, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Let's see if you still feel the same way I did.
That's a stretch. I definitely haven't. These guys are about to get me all hot.
It's good to sit down with you guys again, man.
Yeah. So let's get straight into it, gents. So our first debate, or our only debate for today, is Raheem Sterling. Not how good he is, or anything like that, but should he have a statue built outside the Etihad Stadium? Now, you know, City legends such as David Silva, Vincent Kompany have had their statues outside or built outside the Etihad Stadium, including Sergio Aguero. But our debate today is, should Raheem Sterling also have his statue outside of the Etihad Stadium, gents? What do you reckon?
Coach Dan, what do you reckon?
Funny you should come to me first. You're the Raheem. No, you know, I was asking this, I was asking it, and I find it quite interesting. So just so I'm clear, yeah?
Yeah.
Company's got one.
Yeah.
David Silva,
Yeah.
Aguero,
Yeah.
and Yaya Toure. Has Yaya Toure got it?
I don't think so.
So, okay, so then that opens up the conversation to make it very interesting. Because you seem like something was going to fall out of your mouth. Go on.
No. You're not talking it. Me, I bring my closing argument. Because after I took the argument's done. Okay.
So, on what basis, for example, I think Aguero's one is not debatable. I think Aguero, we get why he could be top goal scorer of all time, and of course, what he done, their first title that they won.
Yeah.
So then, my question is then, why is David Silva on there, and why wouldn't Yaya Toure?
Wasn't he at the club longer?
Who was?
David Silva.
Was he?
I believe so.
Well,
And he was there before Yaya Toure as well.
right. So is that the criteria now? Because he was there longer, that means he gets.
But then legends, because they spent a long time at the club, they could be considered legendary.
I think what solidifies a legendary status is how much you've won in the time that you've been there.
So speaking of that then, so Kompany and David Silva combined won 8 Premier League titles, 4 FA Cups, 9 League Cups, and 5 Community Shields.
8 Premier League.
Between them, so like...
Yeah, between
Oh, between... Okay.
which is big. And
No,
also,
that's a lot.
so
That's
for me,
good.
Kompany has to be there because he was the one who led them to their first title.
Yeah.
He came in when the revolution just started
Yeah.
to gain a little bit of momentum. So he has to be there. For me, that's fixed. Aguero, the Aguero moment, even if it was just that, fixed.
Yeah.
You get it? Now, David Silva, I believe he has a statue because number one, the longevity he had. Number two, what he won. But number three, the performances, man. The magic. And it was that magic that led them to a lot of the stuff that they won during his tenure there. Now, for me personally, David Silva, it's a bit questionable for me. I'm going to be very honest. Aguero, I get it. Kompany, I get it. David Silva, there's a little question mark there. Raheem Sterling, exclamation mark. He has to have a statue outside that stadium.
Right. So then the conversation isn't quite done then. The reason I asked, because you guys confirmed that David Silva has got a statue.
Yes, he has.
But Yaya Toure doesn't.
No.
So apart from the comment you made that, he's just been there a bit longer, I don't see what he's done more than Yaya Toure during his time there. I thought Yaya Toure was phenomenal for Manchester City, unless you guys agree.
Nah, he
Well,
was.
I guess the thing you could say is that after Yaya Toure left, Silva, along with the rest of the City squad, won, I think, 2 or 3 more.
No, I don't think it wouldn't have been 3. I don't think it would have been 3. I think maybe 1 more.
No, I had 2 more, I would say.
You reckon?
Yeah.
They can let us know, I suppose.
Yeah, let us know, yeah.
I say 1 or 2 more maximum, but okay. Okay, so then we can put that to the side. And then, of course, you bring Raheem. Well, the conversation is regarding Raheem. So then, Raheem wasn't there as long as Silva, if we look at the time span.
Yeah.
So then,
For me,
what argument do we make for him?
For Raheem,
I think there's more to it than the fact that they've been there maybe longer. I think performances and big moments have to
Yeah,
count.
big
but
moments,
then-
big players, big moments.
Can you be considered a club legend if you've only been there, say, 5-6 years?
But look at what he's done in the 5-6 years. Look at what he's won. And also look at his goal involvement. Highest at the club. More than De Bruyne. Obviously, that will change the season, but you can't move away from that. For me personally,
It's important.
They signed him as a youngster from Liverpool, and he come in, and there was so much hate around him. And look what he done at City. He transformed his game, and he transformed that club. His goal record spoke for itself. Look at all that he's won during that time as well. He went to a final at the Euros with England. These are all things that come together to make him, for me personally, a Man City legend. I can't.
I think part of it probably has to do also with the fan love, how much the fans love the players. Like, I get the sense that City fans adore, say, David Silva, but it's not quite the same for Raheem Sterling, in my opinion. Just for
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Raheem sometimes hasn't been the most likable character.
Okay.
And that's debatable. That's not me saying that, but just the perception you get.
Well, yeah, no. I suppose that's why I bit my tongue, because I think that in and of itself is a bit blurry to me. I've never really understood why Raheem's never been liked by the media, because there's been a few conversations regarding him. I don't know what he's done particularly it's just an outrageous for them to.
And I don't know whether it's because he came from Liverpool to Man City.
Bro, if we're talking about the media's agenda against Raheem Sterling, we can see it all day. The agenda they have against him is an absolute joke. And for all those media outlets who've, been after him and are still after him, you guys are a joke. Because the young boy, bro, you look at his story, young boy who grew up in Wembley, followed his dream, went to QPR, went to Liverpool, 17, man was playing Premier League, and he was lighting it up. Okay, he wasn't the best technically or whatever, but he was still impacting games. He gets his move to Man City. Okay, it was a bit of an ugly saga, but what transfers these days and back then were not ugly in some way, shape or form, especially if it's going from one big club to another. That was always going to be the case. But the bottom line of it is, for the young man, is that every time he stepped on that pitch, his feet have done the talking. Yeah. His goal involvement speaks about that. His numbers speaks about that. What he's won, do you know what I mean? The truth of the matter is, he's the greatest English talent to play for Manchester City.
I think what's also very telling is that
Jack Grealish.
Oh my days! Let's cut the camera now.
I think one thing that's also telling is the fact that since he stepped onto the scene, he's been a regular starter for every team he's been at. Bro, I think that's a phenomenal feat for anyone.
He's undeniable.
Except for the season before last.
Yeah, but I mean, even still then, he played a decent amount of games
and
for
he
him
scored
to
a decent amount of goals and he contributed.
Look. So my question is this. Let me ask you another question. Are we asking the question here, is he a legend or should he have a statue? Or both?
I guess you can say both.
Legend, yes. Statue, yes.
I think
I think he's done phenomenal, or he's done very well for Man City, but I don't know in 10, 20 years' time, our City fans going to say, Raheem Sterling, what a legend for Man City. That's my...
Right, so here's the thing. I think people are forgetting the season that...
I think with the statues, yeah? If, let's say you were walking around your stadium and you come up against Kompany, you'd be like, this was our first leader. You know what I'm saying? The commander-in-chief. Then you move on to Aguero and it's like, man, you should have been there for that goal he scored. And he's our top goal scorer. If you move to David Silva, it was just like his style of play. He was just a magician on the ball. I think when you move to a Raheem Sterling statue, what do you say about that?
Do you know the issue?
You see what I'm saying?
But wait, do you know the issue we're finding here is that because Man City don't have heritage, rich football heritage, we're struggling. Because if this was about a United player, Arsenal, bro,
you would know who goes and who doesn't.
So this is what I'm saying. Because if we're basing it off the heritage that Man City already have, he has to have a statue.
Yeah, I guess based off the criteria Man City have set for themselves for the statue.
Do you get it?
Then...
Right, because they're really building statues and giving these accolades in their immediate, their past,
I don't think it should be right past.
Now. You see what I'm saying? And listen, you can't look at their immediate past and think Raheem hasn't contributed. I think he has.
Yeah,
he's been phenomenal for them.
Name me another forward player, bar Aguero.
It's true.
I think he's been very good for them.
It's actually him. And let's not make no two words about it. There have been incredible forward players who have been at that club.
Yeah, I think one comment that someone made, I think perhaps people can make what they want of it, is that it's tough for you to build a statue or have him in the books of legendary when he's gone from, let's say, Liverpool, and then he's moved on from City to then Chelsea.
Yeah,
that is a bit. How do you juggle that? I think that's a good point.
It makes a very interesting argument because you're like, okay, but then I just turn around and say,
I guess that's why Italian clubs don't have that many legends, isn't it?
Yeah, because everyone moves around.
They don't build statues. There's no loyalty. There's no loyalty there.
You join one club, the ultras love you. You go to another, the ultras are after you. But I'm saying so. And also, I think it will be a conversation to revisit when Raheem finally retires.
Yeah.
So let's say the greatness he's achieved at City, yeah? He goes over to Chelsea, stays there for another 5 or whatever many years, and he does a madness. Do they both build him a
Trophy everywhere.
statue?
In fact, after that makes Liverpool should even build him a statue as
He
well.
will be the greatest player of all time, you know?
Liverpool should even build him a statue as well.
Because I think Real Madrid will build one for Ronaldo, and United will definitely build one for Ronaldo as well. So,
But do you know
who
what?
else will have that?
I'm going to be honest, this statue thing, it doesn't even appeal to me.
No?
I'm going to be very honest.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Why would you say that?
Because I feel like, bro, I can go to the ground right now, put a rope around the statue and pull it down. Do you know what I mean? It's just something there that's just aesthetically pleasing, and it's a sign of you're honouring someone and stuff like that.
Right.
But I feel like you don't need to erect a whole statue for that. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So for me, like, oh yeah, it's nice. Like Henri's one, oh yeah, like I love Henri. I see the statue, I'm like, right. But when I think about it, I'm just like, it's just a statue. Because I know in my mind and in the history books and you know in the Premier League Hall of Fame, my guy's there. Do you know what I'm saying?
But I think it's just a traditional thing. Like us for the younger generation, statues, they don't really do much for us.
Too much for me.
You know, that's how.
I know it might not do much for you in the sense that, you know, okay, it's just a thing that's just built there.
Some iron thing,
Yeah, that's fair enough. But look, I think of it this way. Because look, you look across Europe here, not every team has statues outside their stadium.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
They might have, you know, they might remember a player's achievement in some way or form, right? Maybe in the museum inside the stadium and whatnot. But we have to look at what we're doing in our nation, right? Or in the EPL, and they build statues. Yeah? They build statues. And the point is, if you've got one for him, whether you believe in it or not, he has to have one in the sense that it also needs to bring into remembrance here that this guy done something when we became something. You know what I'm saying?
Why don't you just retire his number?
In our early stages of heritage,
I think that, for me, that is more significant than seeing a statue.
no, but I mean, it's just a way to recognize it. Because look, think of it this way, right? You guys mentioned Thierry Henry, right? If you look at the past few years of how Arsenal have been going, yeah, I've always said this, yeah. A lot of the young kids that are coming up now, they're going to be supporting teams like City, Liverpool, because they're the team that are around now.
Yeah,
they're the team that have the best players, right?
Yeah.
In 10 years' time, when players don't, you know, kids or players are moving to Arsenal isn't because, I watched Henry when I was young. You go and you see the statue and it's like, who is this guy? It was Henry. You don't know about Henry? Hit the YouTube videos. Get to know. Search your history and stuff like that. I think that can also be something of an inspiration, and it's just that you don't lose who he was and his input or output during his time at the club.
Retire the number.
You run out of numbers.
No.
The way City are going, you run out of numbers.
But for me, for someone like Arsenal, you know when Eddie signed his new deal and got given a number 4, that was outrage on Twitter because those were like, why is he getting a 14? Like, because in your mind, you know who that number is associated to. And so if we're talking about, you know, these young players coming through and stuff, and, you know, imagine they sign for the club or they start supporting Arsenal and, you know, the number 14 shirt's been retired. Who commanded such respect that the 40 no one's allowed to wear the... Do you know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you this. I think, you make a good point. I think retiring the jersey number, I think it's more of a thing,
bro. It's nuts
than maybe a statue. Imagine, you know, it's like, these kids that love playing FIFA, let's say, they go to Arsenal's team and there's no number 14. They'll be asking, why is there number 14? It's because they retired because of Henry, right? Like AC Milan has done with Maldini. I think that speaks volumes more than a statue per se.
The statue's just there, fam.
Yeah, and I guess every up-and-coming player would want to have number 14 on their shirt because of Henry, so that's something.
And I think that's what, you know, you talk about Eddie picking up that key and people going berserk. It's like,
people are going
how are
mad
you
on
giving
Twitter.
the finest player to ever step onto a football pitch for Arsenal Football Club, giving his number to someone that you know ain't even going to be a star. You're not even guaranteed that this guy is even going to blow up and be like an Arsenal guy that stays at Arsenal. He could, you know, have a semi-rubbish season or semi-good season and decide he wants to move on to a place where he plays more. And it's like, he's one of them people that have picked up this number kit and everything like that. I mean, that's not really the argument, but I was just saying that to make a point. If we were to bring it back here, if we were to bring it back to Raheem Sterling, has he done enough to be called a City legend? According to their own criteria and what they've been given out these accolades for, I think so.
You can say so, yeah.
Whether there should be a statue,
That's up.
it's probably in his best interest not to have one. I think he's a City legend 100%.
Yeah. Me, the thing that is, you know, boggling my mind is the fact that, if David Silva's got one, then you can't really make an argument as to why Raheem shouldn't get one. And then if Raheem and David Silva gets one, that means, when KDB decides to leave, he's going to have to have a statue.
This is it. This is what I'm saying. Let's just save the drama and just retire numbers. I'm saying. It's so much easier.
They'll run out of numbers, AJ. They'll run out of numbers.
Out of this batch, it's just KDB's the only remaining one left. I saw a graphic the other day. Out of I can't remember what squad it was. The squad that had, I think it's the Mancini squad from when Mancini first won the title. It's only KDB left. Everyone else has gone. Raheem was the last one left.
Wait, was Pellegrini there before Mancini?
After.
Yeah.
It was after Mancini,
Yeah.
Yeah, so when did KDB join? Who signed KDB? I don't think it would have been Mancini.
No,
because
I think
Mancini
it
was
was
the
probably
first.
during Pellegrini's time, I'm thinking.
Yeah?
I think it was check for me, but I'm sure literally that.
Bro, that was years ago. I don't think KDB's been at
he there?
City for that long. Bro, Mancini
Not
was
when
there
they won
years
the
ago,
first
you
Mancini
know?
was there years ago. Mancini was the Balotelli. Yeah, so,
Era.
So
KDB
wasn't it the year after that KDB went to City?
I think it might have been the end of maybe Pellegrini's tenure there. I don't know. I don't think he was there at Mancini's. That would be crazy. But anyway, the point is, he's been phenomenal. Talking about KDB, he's been so phenomenal. He's gonna have to have something.
I think they should book free statues.
Exactly. Look.
Bro.
I say this, I think David Silva is amazing. I think David Silva is phenomenal, magical footballer. Numbers are good, but his numbers are not anything greater than Raheem Sterling's, right?
Yeah.
And even another player, look, just to deviate a little bit, and bring it back. You know another player that I think is very underrated when it comes to EPL history is Cesc Fabregas.
100%.
So here's my point here. If we're throwing out statues here for David Silva, why can't Cesc Fabregas get one?
But I think, like we said, it's because the way Man City
move to
are
Barcelona.
doing it.
Oh yeah, they don't have
It
any.
comes back to what you
okay.
said about fans also, how much do fans love it. But as an Arsenal fan, I still love Cesc.
Yeah.
Because
No, I don't think Cesc should get a statue. I don't think.
No, but I hear-
that's not my
I hear
point.
what
I'm
you're
just saying,
saying,
as a rich EPL history, I think he's even got more. His assist numbers is crazy. You know, in combination with Arsenal and what is it called, Chelsea and everything like that. But anyway, that was just to try and make a point. I think I've more or less, made my point with Raheem Sterling in the sense that if David Silva's going and we're looking at numbers and perhaps trophies won, maybe he's not won as many EPLs, but he's been winning every other trophy since David Silva's left. David Silva's been gone 2 years now.
I believe so.
Yeah, and they've won it 2 years. So I doubt David Silva's got more
He left
EPL
the
titles
last
than
year.
Raheem.
So just one title since he left.
Did you only leave this year, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Time goes so quick. I'm thinking
So
2
just
years.
a quick note. So Kevin De Bruyne joined in 2015, and Man City won the title in 2011, 2012.
Yeah. So it was around
But
Pellegrini.
it feels like KDB's been playing for the
With time,
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah.
So out of that squad in 2015, he's the only one left.
Crazy.
Yeah. I think to be a successful
7 years
team,
later.
a successful team like Manchester City intend to be, there has to be a rotation.
Yeah, always.
You look at them letting Raheem Sterling goes, that tells you something, He's telling you he's putting all trust in what's the guy's name? Jack Grealish now. He has to.
And Foden.
And Foden.
I think Foden will play from the left a lot more.
It's a very big statement because it's not like Raheem is at the tail end of his career.
He's in his prime.
He's in his prime.
But then also, this type of situation was always going to happen because you can't sign a guy for 100 million and put him on a bench. Bro. And so I was having a debate with somebody the other day and they were like, oh yeah, I think Haaland will start from the bench a lot, I was like, have you lost your mind? And he was like, oh, because the only person who can put Haaland on the bench because of the way he tinkers and thinks is Pep. I told him, I said, you will not sign a player for any more than 60 million and put him on a bench. Because then you're saying to the owners, your money means nothing. Yeah, bro, it's impossible, man. So
Can't see it.
yeah, so I think it was inevitable that Jesus and Sterling would leave this summer because of just the money he spent on Grealish, and he has to fit him in. Can't sign someone for 100 million and not.
Yeah, no need that. Give him number 10.
That's it.
Give him number 10. Number 10's play.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just up to you guys now. What are you lot saying? Legendary status, but no statue or
Legendary
you get
status.
both?
No statue, not a legend.
Legend, but no statue.
Do we need to restart this podcast?
No, there's not enough time.
Not a legend.
But wait, AJ,
No, so Raheem Sterling's not a legend.
no, he said legend.
No, he said not a legend, no statue.
Really? Fair enough. But no, look, so in a minute or less, yeah, why?
Why?
And then I think you make the opposing argument that he should get both. He's saying neither, you saying both. Go on.
He's had a lot of assists, lots of goals. They've won titles and stuff. But he's never won Player of the Year, for example, in the Premier League. Never been nominated up there for Ballon d'Or, for example. So I feel like, yes, he's done a lot for City. They've won leagues. But to me, is he a City legend? Not quite.
Silva never had any of these stuff.
By the way, I'm not saying he's a legend even for Man City.
You don't think he's a Man City legend? So who would you call a Man City
I'll
legend
say
now?
Kompany for sure.
Just Kompany. By himself, right now.
Right now. I think
Not
KDB
Aguero?
Oh yeah, Aguero,
Aguero,
of course, yeah.
To be fair, I think here to save us this argument, yeah, is that they've got their criteria for it's got to be a bit more steep than what they currently got, man.
My head is rolling.
There's a City, I'll give you some after.
I can't believe it.
Okay. So your opposing argument, why should he get both?
Do you know what? I don't think you should get a statue.
Okay. But that's only because you don't really care much for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Should
I
they
think
retire his shirt?
number 7.
I think that's the biggest compliment. And if they do it for him, they're gonna have to do it for everyone else.
Yeah, but I can't look past the fact that for me he's a City legend. I think the success he's had with them, the contribution to it, he's been incredible for City, man. You know, someone who many weren't really sure about his ability and stuff like that. That side was his. He was undeniable at City. Do you know what I mean? And in the last few years, we've seen him take his game to another level, and he was coming up with big goals. Like he was scoring big goals in big games. Like
3 years ago, he
won them that
really
title.
Was it 3 years ago? It might have been. Yeah, he really stood up, man, when they needed him.
And so for me, I think personally he's a City legend. I think what he's done. I think his goal involvement 250 higher than KDB.
You have to respect that,
bro. And what? Legend.
Yeah.
Statue. Hey, listen, statue or no statue, I don't think he gives a heck. But in terms of City legend status, I have to put him up there.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, even mentioning these number retirement thing, it's not an English culture, so that will never happen.
True.
That's from other parts of Europe. They do that. Whereas we build statues, they retire numbers and stuff.
Okay, so if you agree with me or agree with Coach Dan and AJ, let us know on.
I think even what I was saying is the fact, he's a legend. I don't know about a statue, but maybe he's a legend. So we've got neither, one, and both.
There you go.
I didn't even say both, but I just said
let us know what you think,
true.
and we'll be back soon with another episode of the Front Three podcast.
There's only 3 wise men we'll listen to. It's the front three, no, it's the front three. There's only 3 wise men.